Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have just finished my numerology series on the personal year number, and I want to wrap it up with you guys by moving through the 9 years. So, just for starters, there's a lot to consider when examining the personal year number. And if you wish to truly understand this phase of your life on a personal level, I highly recommend scheduling a session with me, which you can do through the link in the description. And I haven't really done much to advertise myself in this channel or this series so far, because I wanted to make it more about building a platform and beginning to build a platform essentially where anyone can learn numerology, anyone can get a taste of it, understand it on a level that sparks inspiration and makes them want to go buy a book on it, makes them want to learn more about themselves, or anything really. I much rather be of service in a way where I can give out free information, my own experiences, and because that's most helpful. It's as people who provide these services, it does take a lot of time and energy, and so they definitely, we all do, deserve payments with these things. However, I personally have never trusted people who offer psychic services and portray it in such a way where you need them, as if you couldn't get the information on your own, as if you couldn't come to useful insights or, develop an intuition that you can use in your everyday life for yourself and know what you need to know when you need to know it. I don't trust those types of readers, and there are a lot out there. I'm all about empowerment. I will always be all about empowerment, and so when you subscribe to my channel, that's what you're getting. So these are your training wheels. This is Numerology 101. It'll take me a very long time because I'm not getting paid to do this, but it's going to happen, guys. This was just the beginning. I will be eventually making the Life Path series, whenever that is, and then on to other things. And in the meantime, you'll get to see what I'm doing in my life and things that interest me other than numerology. And this is what I want to give you guys, and this is what you'll find here. On to other things. So in moving through the 9-year cycle, you will begin to feel the energy of the new year starting in October. It's also likely that you'll be cleaning up or moving through anything that has been left over from the previous year. So that would be from January to March. The point that I want to make clear is that there's no clear cutoff in numerology. Like, it's not just when you finish a chapter and it looks completely different and there's this clear-cut line. It's much more like a gradient, like on a rainbow. Yellow just doesn't automatically turn to green. It's like yellow and then yellow green and then this lime color, and then eventually get to really dark green, etc. So think of your cycle, your 9-year cycle, as a gradient rather than 9 very separate pieces that are just kind of shoved together. Now, another important thing about this whole subject that I want to mention is that if you have a 9 attitude number, which is me, it means that you will be moving through the 9-year cycle with the rest of the world. If you watched the beginning of the series, we utilized the world number to figure out what our personal year number was. Well, if your attitude number is the world number, that's your personal year number. So let me go into greater detail just in case you're confused. You will get your attitude number when you add the month and the day of your birthday. You will then take that number and add it to the world number. And the number 9 is so interesting because it has this reflective nature where whatever you put next to it and you add it together, it comes to be that number. So, for example, the number 97. In numerology, you would add 9 plus 7, and then you would reduce it to one digit. So 9 plus 7 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. So basically all you had to do was cross out the 9 and you got 7. But anyway, I digress. So if you are this particular person, you'll be moving through the 9-year cycle along with the rest of the world. And so you will feel everything as well on a collective level. This reflective quality of the 9 gives insight into the power or character it has within you, which is basically an unavoidable connection to the group consciousness of this world. Moving on. You must also keep in mind that the personal year number does not include details of your day-to-day existence, week-to-week existence, or even month-to-month existence. Think of it as a snapshot or like a piece of a very large block of time, which has a set purpose or theme. And so just keep this in mind and know that you also have a personal month number, you have a personal day number, and so you will be experiencing drips and drabs of all the energies of 1 through 9 throughout 1 year. So I want to make that clear as well. It's not just like day and day night number 7. It's dynamic. It's a dynamic energy. When that chapter comes to a close, especially, and you look behind me, you're going to be like, wow, that was such a 7 year. So keep that in mind, that you cannot bear the energy of 7 and just the energy of 7 for 365 days straight. You will have number 2 days where you feel like you need to take a mental health day and withdraw and, treat yourself. You'll also have 5 days where there's just chaos and lots of change and, you'll be disorganized or what have you. So just, something to keep in mind. Hi. Oh, hi. Hello. You want to be on the video? Oh, okay. You're a good boy. You're a good girl. Oh, thank you. Alright, you're good. You're a good puppy. In regards to your life path number, when it aligns with your personal year number, meaning your life path number and your personal year number are the same, it's possible that the traits within your life path number become intensified and exaggerated. You might be more you than ever before. Traits within yourself that are not normally expressed might start to come out, more powerfully than ever before, and this could lead to some other problems or good things. But generally, it needs to happen, especially when you've denied parts of yourself that couldn't come out otherwise. That's another function of the personal year number that's kind of separate from the overall generalized themes. I think that's when you come into that alignment, it's also a lesson about yourself. But this is another conversation when I get into the life path numbers. I honestly consider the life path numbers the key to avoiding your midlife crisis. And I'll be getting into that much later, but that's what I like to see it as. So another function to this number is looking at where people are on this cycle who are in relationships. This knowledge can help heal rifts. When you understand what your spouse is going through, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, or your best friend, or your close relative, when you understand like where their mindset is and where they are in their lives, it just gets easier. You know, it's always understanding why a person is doing what they're doing. I find helps create an environment where you're not screaming at each other's faces, because naturally you just get why. It doesn't necessarily have to be related to a person's character, because I think that, for example, in romantic relationships, it's not always that the people are wrong for each other. A lot of times it's like, yes, you have adequate chemistry, it's just that it's not the right time in your lives. And that's why you see so many people either get back together or meet with people they've dated in the past, and somehow it feels like, oh wow, if we had only met now and not back then, and or had a relationship now and not back then, it's almost as if it would work out. And that's very true. Obviously you guys had to do a lot of growing, but also we just have different priorities and different needs and different lessons at any point in our life. And how can we expect for that to align with every single person that we meet? It's just not. And so a lot of numerologists, when they're doing compatibility reports, will just go into how do your life paths align and how do your charts align. But I honestly think that is the key to what's going to make or break it, is knowing where you guys are. For example, someone might be in a 4 year, so they have to be focused on building a foundation for their life and getting their shit together. And another person might be in a 5, and it's just like they're past that and they want a lot of freedom, fun, and adventure, change. They want to make changes in their life, but the other person isn't ready to jump yet, or what have you. That's just one example. This can translate into so many different scenarios. It's mind-boggling. So I also want you to think about that when you're learning the personal year number. See what your friends and family and significant others are going through, and compare that to what you're facing right now. And last but not least, I just want to wrap this up with a simple reminder to look at the previous year and your next year, your next personal year number. Because when you're looking behind you and looking in front of you, it will give you context, as to where you're currently standing. This do that, and ask me any questions if you have any. And I had a really good time, making this series. I know it took a while, because like I said, I'm not getting paid to do this, and there's always lots of stuff going on. So thank you so much for watching this series and making it to the end of this video. And share with your family and friends. Do their personal year numbers and send them a video and see what they think about it. And I think that's all I have to say. So have a lovely rest of your day, and take care.